Hello students, let's move for the last lesson in the chemistry, that is the periodic classification of elements. It is the last lesson. Yes, what is mean by periodic classification? Periodic classification means dividing the elements or arranging the elements in order in a certain periods and in a group. Keep in mind, in a periodic table, the horizontal lines are called as the uh, the horizontal lines are the rows. Horizontal rows are called as the periods, and the vertical columns are called as, like that how they are there. So these are called as the groups. Okay, which are periods. The horizontal lines or horizontal rows are called as the periods, and the vertical columns are called as the groups. Keep in mind that. Okay, so totally there are 18 periods in the periodic table and 7 groups in the periodic table. Okay, you can check. I'll send the periodic table through the WhatsApp, so in that you can check. Totally there are the 18 periods and 7 groups in the one periodic table. 7 periods and 18 groups. Okay, 7 period and 18 groups, sorry for this, are there in the periodic table. Periods means the horizontal rows are called as the period, and the group means vertical columns are called as the periodic table. Yes, many are called as the groups. Many of the elements are arranged in the one table because many of the elements are discovered. Still at 119 elements are discovered, still want to be discovered. Okay, not yet discovered many elements are there. So at a present 119 elements were discovered. Okay, so after discovery of the many elements, they are classified as two. One is called as the metals and the another one is the non-metals. Okay, one is called as metals and the another one is a non-metals. So to keep this all the elements in one table, the periodic table has constructed and the elements are classified. Okay, according to their, what I told you, that a valency, one thing is valency according to the electronic configuration. Okay, they are keeping in a order. Okay, which element want to comes in a which group and which period, like that they are arranging. So that is called as the periodic classification of elements. I mean arrangement of elements in definite periods and the groups. Okay, in a one table, that is called as a periodic classification. That is called as periodic classification. Once again I'll tell you. So what is mean by periodic classification? Arrangement of elements in a proper way or in a proper methods in a definite group and the period. Okay, so I mean hydrogen comes in a first period, first group only. For that there is a reason why it should be, because hydrogen atomic number 1 and a mass number is also 1, valency is 1, I told you. So which is there in the so that first orbit, that is called as its period, like that they are taking. Keep in mind. Okay, so this is called as the periodic classification of elements. To classify the elements like that in definite period and a definite group, there is a lot of chemists put a effort, lot of chemists or a many number of chemists are put an effort. So in that, very important in your book, they are, who is that is the Dobereiner. Then it is next is Newland. Next is Mendeleev, and the next is Mosley. Okay, Mosley it's called as. Keep in mind. So these are the very important chemists are there in your book. They are put a lot of effort to construct the periodic table. Who are those? Dobereiner, Newland, Mendeleev and the Mosley. So compared to that, there are the still many of them are there, but mainly in your textbook their efforts and their contribution has given towards the periodic classification of elements. Who is that? Dobereiner, Newland, Mendeleev and the Moseley. Keep in mind. So in that I told you already, so many of the elements are keep in that proper period and proper group only. So how it should be they are keeping, now I will teach you. So if you are taken hydrogen I told you that is the electronic configuration is 1s1, and the period is, it should be comes in a definite period, that is a 1. And a group, why it should be comes in the first group only if the electronic configuration ends with, okay, keep in mind, the electronic configuration ends with ns1 form. Okay, this is called as the ns1. Here n in the sense number of period, okay, number of period, n in the sense what, number of period. So if the electronic configuration ends with ns1, that group will be 1, that group will be 1. Keep in mind that. Okay, so in the same way, if the electronic configuration ends with ns2, then the group will be 2. That comes in the second group. And if the electronic configuration ends with ns2 np1, then it is called as a third group. So like that it will continue. If the electronic configuration ends with ns2 np2, then it is called as the fourth group. Okay, so you can cross check that by keeping your periodic table and everything. So next tomorrow I will teach you, because I didn't have a periodic table now. Tomorrow I will teach you that by keeping the periodic table, so how to take the groups and the periods. Okay, so next we have to move for the Dobereiner contribution. Dobereiner give one law towards the construction of the periodic table. So which law it is? That popularly known as Dobereiner law of triad. Dobereiner law of triads. So what is mean by triads? We have to take the triads. Triads means group of 3 elements. Okay, group of 3 elements are called as triads. Group of 3 elements. Here Dobereiner has taken a group of 3 elements. Which are those? One example if you are taken, this is one example. Like that he has taken a many triads like that. So which are those? One is called as the lithium, the next one is sodium, and the next one is potassium. So what Dobereiner law of triads states that in a group of triads, if you are taken like that, in a group of triads, the average atomic mass of the first and the third element, the average atomic mass of first, this is the first element and this is the third element, the average atomic mass of first and third element, first and third element is approximately equal to the atomic mass of the second element. This is the Dobereiner law of triads. Keep in mind, the average mass of the first and the third element is approximately equal to the atomic mass of second element. So this is the Dobereiner law of triads. Okay, once again I'll teach you what is Dobereiner law of triads. The average atomic mass of the first and the third element is approximately equal to the atomic mass of second element. Is approximately, not exactly, approximately. So let us check that. Good example, if we are taken the one triad group, that is the lithium, sodium and the potassium. Lithium atomic mass is 6.9, and sodium atomic mass is 23, and the potassium atomic mass is 39. Let us take the average in the sense we want to add both and divided by 2, that is called as average, as you know that. Okay, so let us add that average atomic mass. If you have taken 39 plus 6.9, So 39 plus 6.9 divided by 2. 39 plus 6 is 45. Approximately it is 45.9 divided by 2. So if we divide the 45, so it should be 2 twos are, I think you know about the 2 twos are 4 and 2 threes are nearly it is what 45.9 in the sense it is 46, you know that is the 223. So it is approximately equal, approximately in the sense this is the symbol of approximately. Okay, atomic mass of the average atomic mass of the first and the second element is approximately equal to the third. We got here 22, 2 twos of 4, again 2 twos of 4, 19 here, 22.9. 22.9 is approximately equal to the 22.9 is approximately equal to the 23. Approximately means almost nearby, almost nearby. So this is called as the Dobereiner law of triads. Once again I'll teach you. So triads means group of 3 elements is called as the triads. One example here I have taken, that is the lithium, sodium and the potassium. Like that he has classified the many triads. So which are the other example for triads? Let us take the other example for triads. Other example is we can take sodium, then the phosphorus and argon. So this thing also we can check here. Sodium is atomic mass number 14, phosphorus atomic mass number 31 and the argon atomic mass number is 74.4. If we add these 2 and divided by 2, average we want to take, no, so that's why we want to divide by 2. So that is 14 plus 74.4 divided by 2. So we got here 74 plus 14 is 88.4 divided by 2. 2 4s are 2 4s are 8 2 1s are 44. So this should be approximately equal to the phosphorus. Sorry, this is 72, it is 70, yes, 72.4. Argon is 72. So 2 3, so this is approximately equal to the phosphorus. In the same way we can take one more, that is the calcium, then the strontium, it is strontium and the barium. So here also we can check here, that is the calcium is 40.1 atomic mass and strontium is 87.6, then the barium is 137.3. So if we are checking like that, divided by 2, 137 plus 40 is nearly 40.1 plus 137.3 divided by 2. So it is nearly 137 plus 40 is 177. 177.4. If we divide this by 2, 2 8s are 16, then 2 3s are 6 and 2 7s are 83.7 is approximately equal to 87.6. Okay, approximately means most nearby. Okay, even this is also near to the phosphorus. So that's why he has classified like that triads. So who? Dobereiner was a chemist. What Dobereiner law of triads states that the average in a group of triads, in a group of 3 elements, triads means group of 3 elements, in a group of triads, the average atomic mass of the first and the third element is approximately equal to the, this is the approximately equal symbol, approximately equal to the atomic mass of the second element. So that is the Dobereiner law of triads. Once again, the average atomic mass of the first and the third element is approximately equal to the atomic mass of the second element. Hope you will understand. Thank you all.